Is gambling starting to take over your life? In this video, I'll reveal the critical signs that your gambling may be turning into an addiction. Spotting these red flags early could be the key to staying in control before it's too late. As an addiction counselor specializing in gambling, I've helped hundreds of individuals spot these warning signs and reverse course, so stay tuned until the end where I'll share my top strategies to help you regain control. The first sign of a gambling problem is needing to gamble with increasing amounts of money to achieve the same level of excitement. Think of it like riding a roller coaster. The first time you ride, the thrill is intense, the adrenaline is pumping, but after a while, the same ride doesn't give you the same rush. So you seek out bigger, faster, scarier rides to get that thrill again. In gambling, this translates to placing larger, riskier bets. The more you gamble, the more you need to raise the stakes to feel that same excitement. This escalation can quickly spiral out of control, leading to bigger losses, deeper problems. The second sign is feeling restless or irritable when you try to cut down or stop gambling. Imagine this like trying to quit coffee. At first, you might feel lethargic and short-tempered if you're dependent on it. Gambling can work the same way. When you try to pull back, that sense of unease or agitation kicks in because your mind and body have become dependent on the thrill. It's a withdrawal just like any other addiction, and it can push you right back into gambling just to feel normal again. The third sign that gambling is a problem is making repeated, unsuccessful efforts to control, cut back, or stop gambling. Think of it like a pitcher plant. It's a carnivorous plant that lures insects with sweet nectar. At first, the insect thinks it can just have a little and leave, but the walls of the plant are slippery. The more the insect tries to escape, the deeper it slides down until it's trapped at the bottom, unable to climb out. Gambling can feel the same way. You might tell yourself you can stop anytime, but each attempt to quit feels like you're slipping back in deeper than before. The fourth sign of a problem is being preoccupied by gambling. Imagine your mind is like a web browser with multiple tabs open. When you're preoccupied with gambling, it's like one tab is playing loud, distracting music, and you can't just turn it off. No matter what you do, working, spending time with friends, or even trying to relax, that gambling tab is always open, pulling your focus back in. You might find yourself constantly thinking about the next bet, replaying past games in your mind, or figuring out how to get money to gamble. This constant mental noise can drown out everything else, making it hard to concentrate on anything but gambling. The fifth sign that gambling is a problem is gambling to escape feelings of stress. It's like having a broken leg and using painkillers to numb the pain instead of getting the leg treated. The painkillers might give you temporary relief masking the discomfort, but they don't fix the underlying problem. In fact, they can make it worse by allowing you to keep walking on that broken leg, causing even more damage over time. Gambling can work the same way. When you're feeling anxious, depressed, or stressed, gambling might seem like a quick fix to escape those feelings. But just like painkillers, it only masks the pain without addressing the real issues. And over time, the more you rely on gambling to cope with underlying problems, it just gets worse. The sixth sign that gambling might be a problem is chasing losses, which means trying to win back money you've already lost. Imagine you're stuck in quicksand. Your instinct might be to struggle and fight to get out. But the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Chasing losses works the same way. After a big loss, you might think, just one more bet, I'll win it back. But instead of getting back to solid ground, you find yourself sinking deeper into debt and despair. Recognizing this behavior is vital because the harder you chase, the more you lose, both financially and emotionally. It's a vicious cycle that's incredibly hard to break once it starts. So if you're ready to stop the chase, here are some strategies to help you regain control over your gambling. First, consider self-exclusion. These programs ban you from casinos or online sites, and while it's not foolproof, it adds a critical layer of protection, giving you time to think before gambling, making it a little bit more difficult. Second, self-exclusion is not perfect, especially with online gambling. So it could be helpful to use content blockers like GamBan. This blocks access to gambling-related sites and apps altogether, making it more effective than self-exclusion alone. Third, consider temporarily switching to a non-smartphone if you primarily gamble on your phone. Although it sounds drastic, it could be a temporary measure to get you over the most difficult first few weeks. Fourth, limit access to funds. You could do this by setting up direct deposits to savings accounts or restricting your access to money. Some people have family members take over finances in the short term so they can regain control. Fifth, don't try to do it alone. Lean on social support by being honest with trusted friends and family. I can't emphasize this enough. It's a major turning point for a lot of people in their recovery. Another way to do this is to join peer support groups like Gamblers Anonymous. Sixth, find a replacement for gambling. Use the time you gain back to pick up a new hobby. Join the gym or reconnect with an old passion. Filling the void left by gambling is crucial to staying on track. Finally, address underlying issues with professional support. Dealing with emotional triggers like anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, isolation, or lack of purpose can reduce your urge to gamble at its core, making it easier to stop for good. As an addiction counselor specializing in gambling, I've guided hundreds of individuals through this life-changing journey to recovery. If you're ready to make the transformation, I'm here to support you. Click the link in the description to schedule a free virtual call with me. Remember, recovery isn't just about letting go of gambling. It's about reclaiming your life and becoming the person you were always meant to be.